Morning, viewers. Chris here, Meeks Entertainment. How's everybody doing today? I just want to tell everybody on my channel, I've been acting so long, I don't even know how to act like me. I don't even know who I am. For one thing, I used to know who I was back when I was a little kid, knee high to a grasshopper, you know what I'm saying? Hell, I just figured out, man, who I was somewhere around about where my teen years was. But then, when I grew up and became a little bit older and whatnot, man, I couldn't figure out, like if I wanted to act like my dad, like I'm usually the way I act on film usually is probably an act. I'm probably usually always acting like my dad, right? Because that's just what I don't know, that's what I do. I've just been doing that since I was a kid. It's been just acting like my dad, right? I just always liked the way he acted was, kind of just throw it off, coon ass and shit. So I just, when I go on film and stuff, I automatically always want to act like Jerry Meeks, my dad. He was a character. He was a coon ass, but he called himself a Yankee. He was born in, up in Bastrop, Louisiana. And most people from Louisiana, they called him Yankees up there. All the people from South Louisiana for some reason, because it's not Cajun country or whatnot, coon ass country. Anyway, my grandpa, he was from Farmersville, Louisiana, so I guess he was considered a Yankee as well. And my grandma, she was from Alabama. So I don't know what you call them people from up there in Alabama. I guess Hicks, whatever. So anyways, my grandma was a Hick. My grandpa was a Yankee, a Louisiana Yankee. You gotta, distinguish the two from Yankee from above the Mason-Dixon line and below the Mason-Dixon line. But, wow, so what does that make me? You know what I mean? Wow. Am I really a Houstonian? Am I a Houston Texan? I mean, I can act like me. Like right now, I'm acting like me. This is me. The way I'm talking and being right now, this is who I am. This is me. But mostly, like I say, when I go on film, I try to act like my dad. So I am not a coon ass. Okay, I am a Houstonian. Us Houstonians act a certain way. We have really distinctive way of acting. When I moved to Louisiana when I was a kid, believe me, I was 100% different than all of them up there in Bastrop. I stuck out like a sore thumb, dude. You know what I mean? I was from Houston. I was a city slicker, straight up, dude, in a country boy world. So I had to adapt real quick with some country boys up there. Now let me tell you, I sided with some real outlaws, dude, up there. Let me tell you, the cool people. Now let me tell you, they were cool. Some of them ended up, shall we say, dead, but some ended up all right, I'm sure. But man, I just straight up sided with the freaking weed smokers, the cigarette smokers, and the headbanger people that listen to rock and roll music. And that was very far and few back then, let me tell you. Dude, believe me, man, when I moved to Louisiana, dude, I brought metal with me. Dude, nobody was into that up there. So I pretty much, there was a few people I met that was into a couple things, but for the most part, man, all the heavier stuff, man, I brought it up there, man. Me and my cousin, we introduced, North Louisiana to shit like Metallica, Slayer, Metal Church, King Diamond, all that shit, man. So, and then people up there had no idea where that shit came from, dude. You know what I mean? But anyway, I just, been an actor for so long, that I don't even act like a Houstonian no more, man, unless I'm like being myself, you know what I mean? for the most part, I'm always acting like a coon ass or some redneck hick or something like that. Or I try to, when I act, I try to be the more I act, I try to act as much of a redneck or fucking coon ass or damn hillbilly as possible. And that's just what I do. It's fun to me, and it's just the responses that I get from people. They think I'm a freaking 100% total hick, and it's crazy, but I just sit there and I can act. And the more I act, man, the more hillbilly I can act. Now, if you act like, now, there's a distinguish between a redneck, a hillbilly, and a coon ass, the way they act. Now, let me tell you, there's a big difference from the way them coon asses act weird, dude. Like, I can act like a coon ass, but they act like they're always, they're like a crackhead almost. I'm not saying like like trying to put anybody down or anything in that manner. What I'm saying is they're like always moving, like looking around, or and just trying to and making sure, because they know somebody's watching, because this is the way the world is. Somebody's always watching. So what a coon ass does, he's making sure that whoever's watching him, boy, he's gonna give them a show. You know what I mean? If they're watching him, he's gonna be looking for something on the ground, or he's gonna be digging through he's gonna do something. He's gonna be moving. He's gonna make sure that the watcher has got their eye on him. You know what I mean? He's gonna be, and the more you watch him, the more he's gonna try to geek. It's weird how they act. I was raised by my dad, which is a Yankee coon ass. I don't know if that makes even any sense, but dude, I can act exactly like a freaking coon ass. All right. Now a Yankee from upstate or whatever, they are just like, I don't know how they act. I have a wife that's a real Yankee, but she's lived down south so long that she doesn't act like one of the northern Yankees at all. So she's actually a Texan, and she acts like a Texan. She's, once you're born somewhere else, but you're brought to a certain place and you're raised there, you actually become that. Me, when I moved to Louisiana, I didn't become that. I took my city boy slicker way that I am over there, and I ran with it over there. I was 100% me, 100% city boy, and I got picked on to an extent until I could stand my ground or whatever. But I got along with most of them. But I was different, and I just had to stand my ground and just be me to get along with people, and they liked me. Mostly everybody that I came in contact with, pretty much they all liked me up there, other than just a couple of bullies, But anyway, even at that rate, me and the bullies started getting along because, I had to put that bully up in check, So it was a standoff with me and the bully. So I had to put him in check. So he didn't mess with me after that any longer, and after that kind of became friends or whatever, on speaking terms and whatnot. Being able to coexist, if you will. But that's all good. Now, hillbilly, boy, them suckers there now, they just don't act like they can rub two dimes together, and they just act like they don't even got a lick of sense, right? Well, try mixing acting like a hillbilly, a redneck, and a freaking coon ass together. That's what I do when I act. Okay? Now, redneck, they act kind of weird too, but they act like they're better than you and stuck up, and they don't want to say much and stand around, and you know how a redneck acts, and old redneck's always better than you are, I got my truck, I got my this and got my that, yeah, sure, but I'm better than you are, and that's just what it is, because I'm a redneck. Oh yeah, baby. You know how a redneck acts. That's just how they act, man. They think that they're 100% better than you are. They gonna stand there and look at you right dead in the eye, and how you doing and all that. They ain't gonna say a word. Just gonna, how you doing? Oh, I'm doing all right. I ain't got much to say. You start talking to him, he'll be like, you try to act. He'll start acting like, oh yeah. You know how they are. Anyway, fuck a redneck, whatever, man. redneck bitch, whatever. I am a redneck too. Fuck y'all, whatever. I'm from Houston, Texas, bitch. That's what it is. I'm a fucking straight up city slicker, whatever. I don't care. Call me a redneck, call me a city slicker. I'm a fucking city country boy motherfucker. I was raised in the fucking city, fucking raised in the country. Fuck it. I'll stand my ground like that too, whatever. I don't give a fuck. But I'm not straight up a hillbilly. I'm not straight up a redneck. I'm not straight up a coon ass. I'm straight up city boy. But I can act when I act just like a motherfucking redneck, coon ass, fucking hillbilly. And that's the way I act, man, on film. And that's the whole moral of the story here, is to let you guys know that the real Slim Shady don't act like that all the time. And even when I put on a show, I can put on so many different acts like Twisted C, straight up, man, Twisted C. Don't even get me started with that crazy ass dude, man, because Twisted C so mixed up.